Chase this mirage and you'll drown in a thirst no one can quench. Is the love you seek slipping through your fingers because you've missed the real source? Listen to the end for the revelation that changes everything. 1. Relationship struggles are common and personal. Have you ever found yourself wondering why love feels like a battlefield? One where you're armed with every ounce of devotion, yet still left wounded and unseen. Picture this. You've poured your heart into someone, stayed up late baking their favorite pie just to see them smile, only to watch them shrug and turn away. Meanwhile, across town, someone else seems to bask in affection without lifting a finger. Flowers arrive at their door unprompted. Sweet words flow like a summer breeze. Sound familiar? You're not alone in this quiet ache, this nagging question of why your efforts vanish into thin air while others float on a cloud of effortless love. But here's the twist you didn't see coming. What if the real mystery isn't about them, or even love itself, but something hidden in you waiting to be uncovered? This isn't just bad luck or a cosmic prank. It's a personal riddle whispering your name. Stick with me, because buried in this struggle is a clue so surprising it could flip the script entirely. Imagine discovering that the love you've been fighting for isn't lost, it's just misplaced. There's hope yet, a spark to ignite if you're brave enough to peek behind the curtain. What secret could shift this endless chase into something brighter? Let's unravel it together, step by curious step. Lesson. Your struggles aren't random. They're a personal invitation to dig deeper, hinting at a revelation that could turn your heartache into strength. 2. Patterns aren't random. Ever noticed how your relationships seem to hum the same haunting tune, no matter who's singing? One day, you're with someone who forgets your birthday despite the hints you dropped like breadcrumbs. Years later, a different face leaves your texts unread for days. It's not déjà vu, it's a pattern, sharp and stubborn, stitching itself through your life like a thread you can't shake. But what if I told you this isn't just coincidence playing tricks? Imagine a shadowy figure behind the scenes, not fate, but something closer, something you've carried all along without knowing. Picture this, a woman who always picks the charmer with a wandering eye, swearing each time it'll be different, only to find her heart shattered again. Then, one stormy night, she stumbles on an old journal and reads a line she wrote at 16. "I'm only lovable when I'm perfect." A chill runs through her. Could this forgotten scribble be the puppet master of her pain? The mystery deepens. These patterns aren't random, they're echoes of a belief you've buried, pulling strings you didn't know existed. But here's the surprise. Spotting them is your first step out of the maze. You're not cursed or doomed. You're on the edge of cracking a code that could rewrite your story. What's steering this cycle, and how do you break free? Hang on, because the next twist might just hand you the key to turn chaos into clarity, lighting a path to peace you never thought possible. Important details. Patterns are clues, not chains. Once you see them, you're halfway to unraveling why they've held you so long. 3. A solution exists. What if the endless loop of heartbreak you've been trudging through has a hidden exit, one you've walked past 100 times without noticing? You've been pouring coffee for 2, waiting for someone to fill the silence with love, only to hear the clock tick louder each night. But here's the spark of intrigue. There's a way out, a solution so close it's practically tapping you on the shoulder. Imagine a weary traveler lost in a fog of lonely years, who one day hears a whisper on the wind, not from a lover, but from within. Stop searching outward. It's not a potion or a prayer, but a secret buried in plain sight, promising to melt the ache that's clung to you like damp winter air. The surprise? This isn't about fixing them or finding better. It's about a truth so simple it might catch you off guard. Picture yourself unshackling from the need to plead for affection, standing taller as the fog lifts. The mystery isn't in some grand gesture, it's in a quiet shift only you can make. Seneca, that old Stoic sage, once hinted that we're our own jailers. Could the key be in your pocket all along? There's hope here, a lifeline for anyone tired of chasing shadows. What could this secret be, powerful enough to turn your lonely nights into something new? Don't turn away yet. The answer's coming, and it's brighter than you'd guess, ready to lift you from the mud of despair into a dawn you can feel in your bones. Lesson. The solution isn't far-off magic. It's a hidden truth within reach, waiting to transform your struggle into strength. 4. Self-perception shapes experiences. Ever wonder why the same cold winds seem to follow you through every romance, no matter the season? You bring roses, they bring silence. You offer warmth, they drift like ghosts. Here's the tantalizing puzzle. What if the culprit isn't them, but a mirror you've never dared to face? Imagine a man who tiptoes through life, certain he's invisible. Then, one crisp evening, a stranger spills coffee on him and doesn't even glance back. He fumes, but later, in the flicker of a street lamp, he catches his own reflection. Shoulders slumped, eyes down. Could it be that how he sees himself paints the world he walks through? The twist hits like a thunderclap. Your deepest beliefs aren't just thoughts, they're magnets, pulling in people who match their hum. If you whisper to yourself you're unlovable, the universe nods and sends a cast to prove it. But here's the mystery. What's that voice inside saying, and when did it start? Peek closer, and you might find it's not fate, but a script you've been reading without knowing. The surprise? You can rewrite it. Hope glimmers here. If you shift that inner gaze, the faces around you might change too. What secret lens have you been wearing, tinting every hello and goodbye? Stay with me. This isn't the end, but a doorway to a truth that could turn your shadows into light. Important details. Your self-perception isn't passive, it's a brush that colors your life. Adjust it, and the picture shifts. 5. Unconscious drives. Behavior. What if the reins of your life aren't in your hands, but gripped by a silent rider you've never met? You swear you'll dodge the cold shoulder this time, yet there you are, chasing a shadow who won't turn around. It's maddening, until you hear a whisper from the depths. Something unseen is steering this dance. Picture a woman who bolts from every lover at the first hint of closeness, blaming their flaws. One night, a dream jolts her awake. She's a child again, watching her father vanish out the door. The shock lands like a stone. Could that old wound be the puppeteer of her escapes? Here's the mystery. Your unconscious mind, a vault of buried echoes, calls the shots while you sleepwalk through the script. Marcus Aurelius, that stoic voice of calm, once mused, "We're ruled by what we don't face." Sound eerie? It's not fate, it's a backstage director you can fire. The surprise twists in. Those repeated stumbles aren't curses, they're signals, begging you to wake up. Hope flickers bright. If you dare shine a light into that vault, you might grab the reins at last. What's hiding in your shadows, pulling strings you didn't see? Don't blink. The next step could unravel this tangle, handing you the power to steer towards sunlight instead of storms. Lesson. The unconscious isn't a ghost. It's a driver you can confront, turning blind habits into choices you control. 6. Love shouldn't be earned. Ever feel like love's a prize you've got to wrestle for, like pinning a ribbon at a fair that's always just out of reach? You bake the cake, mend the tears, stay up late just to hear thanks. And still, the spotlight never swings your way. But what if I told you the game's rigged? Not by them, but by a rule you learned long ago. Picture a kid, wide-eyed, told she's only special if her room's spotless or her report card shines. Fast forward decades, she's still scrubbing flaws in her heart, hoping someone notices. Then one quiet afternoon, a stray thought crashes in like a rogue wave. What if love isn't a paycheck for perfection? The mystery unravels. Maybe you've been taught it's a trade, not a gift. Here's the jaw-dropper. You don't have to earn it, not one bit. Epictetus, that old Stoic with a steady gaze, once hinted we chain ourselves to what we think we owe. Imagine breaking that lock. The air shifts. You're not a beggar at love's door anymore. Hope flares up. If you ditch the ledger, stop tallying your worth, you might find love's been waiting, free as a breeze, no strings attached. What dusty rule have you been lugging around, thinking it's the only way? Stick around. This isn't the finish line, but a wild turn toward a secret, so freeing it could make your heart sing without a single chore done. Important details. Love's not a reward for effort. It's a birthright. Drop the old bargain, and you'll feel its warmth without lifting a finger. 7. Healing starts within. What if the balm for your weary heart isn't tucked in someone else's hands, but hiding in a place you've barely glanced? You've been knocking on doors, leaving gifts of time and tears, only to find them locked tight. But here's a curveball to chew on. What if the cure's been brewing inside you all along, waiting for a spark? Picture a man, grey at the temples, who's spent years dodging mirrors, every reflection a jab at the flaws he's sure everyone sees. One restless night, he cracks open a dusty book and stumbles on a line that stops him cold. Face what you flee, and it loses its claws. A shiver hits. Could those old scars he's hidden be the real lock on his joy? The mystery thickens. Healing doesn't ride in on a white horse. It's a quiet seed you water within. The surprise lands like a thunderclap. He sits with that ache, lets it breathe, and feels it soften, not from a lover's nod, but from his own gaze turning kind. Hope ignites here. You don't need a savior. You've got the tools to mend what's frayed. What's that tender spot you've shied from, thinking it's a flaw? Don't turn away. The next twist might show you it's a strength, a key to a secret so potent it could stitch your soul back whole without a single plea to the world outside. Lesson. Healing isn't borrowed, it's built from within. Embrace what you've dodged, and you'll find the power to soothe your own wounds. 8. Love is an inside job. What if the love you've been chasing across horizons isn't a treasure to hunt, but a fire already flickering in your chest? You've scanned faces, mapped their smiles, hoping one holds the missing piece, yet the nights stay hollow. Here's the riddle to unravel. What if you've been a lighthouse searching for its own beam? Imagine a woman, weary from years of pleas, who one day pauses by a river and hears it murmur, "Look down." She does, and sees not just water, but her own eyes, staring back, steady and alive. The shock jolts her. Love isn't a gift someone hands you, it's a glow you stoke yourself. The secret drops like a curtain falling. Stop running, you're the source. No Stoic ever said it, but it hums in their silence. Everything you need's already yours. Hope surges, light that inner flame, and the world shifts. Suddenly you're not begging, but beaming. What's that spark you've ignored, thinking it's not enough? This is it, the twist you didn't expect. Love's been home all along, waiting for you to claim it. No chase, no map, just you, whole and radiant, turning longing into light. Important details. Love's not a quest outward, it's a flame within. Kindle it, and you'll never feel empty again. The story weaves a tapestry of profound lessons for anyone, especially those in life's later chapters. It whispers that your struggles with love aren't random, they're personal echoes, urging you to look within rather than point outward. The patterns you've lived, the ones that sting with familiarity, aren't chains but signposts, hinting at beliefs you've carried too long. There's a solution, a quiet shift from chasing to claiming, a truth that love isn't a prize to earn or a gift others withhold, but a wellspring inside you, waiting to be tapped. Healing begins not with applause from the world, but with a gentle nod to your own shadows, turning wounds into wisdom. For an older audience, this resonates deeply. After years of giving, perhaps it's time to rest in your own worth, to see that love's truest form blooms from self-acceptance, not external nods. Apply this by pausing. Ask what old rules you've followed, what you've feared to face. Kindle that inner light and watch it warm your days, proving you're enough as you are. The deepest meaning? You've always held the key. Life's richest love starts with you.